Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the Medium in the Middle. On this podcast, I share my journey as a developing psychic medium, as a Reiki master teacher, as an Akashic record practitioner, and anything else that's thrown my way. Join me every week. I release new episodes every Tuesday. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 95, celebrating my 2 years in podcasting. Oh my gosh. So, welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. My name is Stephanie. I am the Medium in the Middle. You know this by now. We've been here for 2 years. And I just want to soak this whole moment in. I want to be here. I want to be present. 2 years of a podcast is a big deal. A big deal. I've been doing this for 95 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year. That's 104 weeks. I've taken 9 weeks off total. It is just blowing my mind that Medium in the Middle is 2 years. 2 years old. So I am not sorry for the excitement that's going to be in this episode, but I am so proud of myself. It is so important to look back and reflect on where you came from, how this started, where you are now. And something that's obviously very important to me is celebrating myself, my accomplishments, all the things that have happened over the past 2 years. So this is going to be a little recap episode, and I hope this episode inspires you. I hope this episode opens your eyes that anything is possible. You can do and have and create whatever you want. And it's just such an amazing thing to share and see others doing the thing. We're going to start off, as we always start off, with an announcement. So I have a few announcements this week. The Meeting in the Middle for September is coming back. We are bringing it back. We're going into fall. So Meetings in the Middles are coming back for September. More information will be coming about that soon. There are still a few spaces in the September 25th, 26th Reiki Level 1. If you are interested in learning the gift of self-healing, if you are interested in learning Reiki, join us on that weekend. I'm very, very excited that so many people are interested in their own self-healing and growth and development. All of the links will be down below in the show notes. And if you want to book an appointment with me, Akashic Records, Distance Reiki, Site K, that is also all available from a distance, online via Zoom. We do it live in person, or come see me in Banff. Are you visiting? Come see me. I have an in-person office as well in Banff, Alberta. I love to meet you all. It's always amazing to meet listeners. My life is just so cool and amazing, and I thank you for being here. If you've been here from day one, if you've listened and gone on a Medium in the Middle marathon, thank you for that. If you are just listening to this episode, maybe it's your first episode, hi, welcome. My name is Steph. I'm the Medium in the Middle. We talk about Reiki, mediumship, Akashic Records, Site K, vegan cheese, so many things here. So I'm happy you're here. Thank you for listening. And without further ado, let's pull a card for this week's episode. So what do we got to know? What was the little message for this week? I feel like, it's a good vibe. It's good news. And I pulled from the Kyle Gray, the Angel Guide Oracle. We pulled 2 cards. Spiritual growth and raise your vibration. I mean, how perfect for this episode. Kyle Gray, you know what's up. Okay, first card to pop up was spiritual growth. This is a powerful time for you. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Your growth and understandings are unfolding at an incredible rate, and you will feel more connected than ever to your soul, gifts, and purpose. Your angels are encouraging you to keep up the good work and continue expanding your knowledge, experience, and spiritual connection. When this card arrives for you, it's a confirmation that the experiences and insights you have had recently have been divinely led. You may find yourself connecting to particular energies at this time, or even experiencing angels or guides visit you. This card is letting you know that these experiences are real and are occurring because of your determination to open up spiritually. The path of light is unfolding for you, and you are being encouraged to hold your head high and focus on spiritual growth. The rest will be taken care of for you. Ooh. I mean, it's kind of perfect. Okay, second card, raise your vibration. It's time to move up a level. It's time to fly high. You may have experienced some setbacks or felt low recently, but that is behind you now, and you have the opportunity to light up like never before. Everything in the entire universe is comprised of energy. Yeah. And that energy vibrates. Double yeah. Drawing towards it similar energy. So raising your vibration means aligning yourself with situations, people, places, and choices that you know will lift you up, support you, and help you grow. When this card appears, you have overcome the darkness and are moving into a time of opportunity. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you can be reborn. Know that angels are acknowledging your commitment to growth, and you are filled with inspiration now and attracting only the good. Were those cards perfect for today, or were those cards perfect for today? Okay, so I'm in such a good mood. There is so much happening. I get the keys to my new place. I bought my first ever tiny condo, but it's mine. And I get the keys in 1 week. The podcast turns 2 years old on Friday, August 13th. August 13th was the day that I decided to launch Medium in the Middle. And big things are happening, and I want to acknowledge that, and I want to talk about it, and I want to celebrate it, and I just want to share kind of a little bit more of my journey about why this podcast came to be, because I don't think I've ever shared this story. So on August 13th, I released the first 3 episodes of the Medium in the Middle podcast. I remember I bought the equipment and I kind of planned to have a podcast in February, and it took me a few months of researching equipment, and then I got the equipment and I realized that my MacBook that I had was too old to handle GarageBand. I still use GarageBand, and it wasn't letting me record and edit, and I was trying to figure out all these things, and all of the videos that I was finding and the how-tos were all for like the newer version of GarageBand. So then I was like, well, do I buy a new laptop to set up this podcast that I've never even like done anything with? I've never podcasted before, but I literally couldn't start. So it took me probably, I would say, 2 months to buy the microphone and buy the setup and buy everything you need. And then it took me like another month of trying to figure out how to do the setup with what I had, trying to use the computer that I had. And then I remember in June, after, what is that? February, March, April, May, June, 5 months of talking about a podcast, trying to record a podcast. I bought a desk. I bought all of these things. I was trying to like set up in my room, set up in my closet, set up under a blanket, all of these things. After 5 months, finally, I was like, I'm buying a new laptop. I'm just doing it. Like, if this is what I gotta do, I'm buying a new laptop. So I remember it was June, it was hot. I went to Calgary, I bought a new laptop, and I came home and I started recording. And my old intro, I should play the old intro. I am right now. Here's the old one. Welcome to the Medium in the Middle podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, the Medium in the Middle. This podcast is going to walk you through my journey into mediumship and how I came to realize that I could communicate with souls that have passed over. My adventure started just over a year ago when unusual situations started happening to me. It wasn't until I really started to pay attention to them that it all started to come together. I wrote down everything that I was experiencing this past year in a little black book, and this podcast is going to be a recap of all of those memories leading up to where I am today in my mediumship journey. I will be releasing new episodes every Tuesday, and I recommend listening to the podcast in order, starting with episode 1, as my story will unfold more week by week. If you would like to stay connected with me, follow me on Instagram at Medium in the Middle. I was just doing a little dance listening back to that one. I love it, but that intro was the bane of my existence. It took like 27 tries. I didn't know what to say. It was so hard. And then you have to actually record the podcast. So it took me 2 more months to record and release and figure it out and launch with Apple. So before you guys even got 1 episode, I had already been working for 7 months on the podcast. And there was just this drive that I had to do it. Like, I don't know why. I wasn't really like big into podcasting at the time. I didn't really listen to a lot of podcasts at the time. I started listening to podcasts about how to learn how to podcast, but it was just like this knowing that this is what I had to do. And now, 2 years later, it all makes sense and it's all lined up in my life and my vision and my purpose and all these things. But like 2 years ago, I was just the struggle bus trying to figure everything out. And I remember why I wanted to start the podcast. So when this all happened, if you go back to episode like 1 to 10, all of those stories, they're the craziest stories. Like they're the like bam, 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 holy cow, what's happening stories. But all of those stories happened very, very quickly. Like in a few months' time. So my life was turned upside down. And when people were like, hey, what's new? I was like, I think I can talk to dead people. And they would be like, cool. Like it's raining outside. Some small talk, you know. And I just remember everybody. I used to coach CrossFit. And people would come in and be like, hey, Steph, how are you? What's new? And I would like look them dead in the eyes, like with this like deer in headlights look. And I would say, I think I can talk to dead people. And the responses were always kind of, across the board. It was like, okay. So what's the workout today? Or sometimes it was like, okay. And sometimes it was like, really? What happened? And when it was the really what happened, it's super interesting because I would tell those stories. I would tell pretty much episode 1 to 10. And I got so tired of telling those episodes because they needed such great detail in order for people to believe them. I would just kept thinking, I need a radio show. Like I need to record these. So when people keep asking me why, what's happened, I can just be like, here's the recording, listen to this story. And I didn't even think about a podcast at the time, but I was just thinking like, I need to record these and give them to people so that I don't have to tell this story over and over and over again. And people would be mind blown and it would be like hours of conversation that was all centered around me. And it was just so interesting how this all came to be of like, I need to record these. I need to record these. Like I just kept saying that to myself. And I just kept telling people like, I think I can talk to dead people. And I think I just realized that. And that was all I could like focus on. I was like reading books and watching movies and watching YouTubes and trying to find anything that could help me. And I was telling these 10 stories over and over and over again, like the Josh story, the cottage story, the Maria story, like all of these classics. And I was just like, I think I can talk to dead people. I was trying to find circles and seances and other witches. And for such a long time, you think you're the only person going through all of this. And I know if you're listening to this podcast, you know you're not the only one. You know there's a community of us. You know that we're here to support each other. But when this all happens, I cannot stress enough how regular and vanilla my life was however many years ago now it's been. How many years ago has it been? I don't know, 5 years ago, I guess we can say. I've been in Banff for almost 3 years. 2 years no, not even. I think it's been like 4 years, guys. Maybe not even that much. So, another thing, Middlers came about. Y'all wanted a name. You wanted to be called something. So our gang is called the Middler Gang. I never thought I would have a Middler Gang. or like call my listeners something. I'm always like, I wish I could call them something. And then we came up with Middlers, and I love it. And merch is coming with, it says Middlers on it. Like one day soon. I was hoping to have it done by this episode, but wishful thinking. So anyway, so that is how the podcast came to be. I was telling all these wild stories, and I just kept thinking, like, I need to record this. I need to record this. And then after I moved to Banff, and after kind of like life settled, I was here for a few months, about 4 months, I was like, no, I need to record this. Because all the new people that I was meeting, I kind of watched my tongue by that point because it had been a few months, and I wasn't like, hi, my name is Steph. Recently discovered I can talk to dead people. I was like, hi, my name is Steph. What do you think about Reiki? Mediumship? What are your views on spirituality? Interesting. Yeah, because I'm a medium. Cool. So it was really just like testing the waters and feeling it out. And like when I moved to Banff, I could almost rediscover and reinvent who I was, who I described myself to be, who I introduced myself to others as. So it was like this really rediscovering time. And then looking back on it, I know a few weeks ago, I did a podcast episode with Court, the Saturn Return Diaries, and we talked about my Saturn return. So now I know that when all this was happening, I was at the smack dab start of my Saturn return. So of course my life was crumbling around me and being rebuilt to the mountainous castle amazingness that it is today. But it was crumbled and broken and bad for that first few years. And no, I shouldn't say first few years. For that first year, I would say, it was not easy, folks. I know I report here on the podcast all these amazing, crazy stories, but mentally, it was a lot. Personally, it was a lot. Your identity is challenged. Are you sane? Are you not? Is challenged. Like, am I crazy? Do I need to be taken to a loony bin? Like, all of these things are rushing through your mind. I was going through what essentially ended up being a divorce. I moved across the country. I changed my job. I realized I was a medium. I moved into a basement bedroom apartment from $1 million home. I was just like, my life was turned upside down and rebuilt from the ground up. And I could have never imagined it wasn't even on my radar, my life as it is now, as it is today, 2021, August, 2 years post podcast. I was not even on my radar. If you told me I would be doing Reiki full time, I would have a .com, 2 years of the pod, I'd have a business in Banff, I would be working my dream every single day, I would be meeting amazing human beings, I would be teaching this much Reiki. I can't even put into words what this means to me. And it's funny, I always say, like, I'm bad at words, and everybody says, you have a podcast, you're not bad at words. And I think what I mean to say is I'm bad at expressing myself. Like, I'm bad at receiving praise and also like giving praise or like putting what I mean into words, because how do you even like gratitude, the thanks, like I don't even know where to begin about the life that I have now. But at the beginning, when we were episode 1, 2, 3 releasing, it was a rocky road. And I want to share that now because now looking back, it's like, yeah, there's a bright side of the story, of course. But at the time, it was hard. And I was like, why do I want to release this podcast so bad? Like, I had no idea why. And I have big goals for this podcast. I want it to be sponsored. As much as I love working for free on this, it's something I know can help a lot of people. It's something I know needs to reach a lot of people. I'm not the only one that can talk to dead people. I realize that. And other people need to know that they're not alone and our journeys are all unique, but we're all going through something so similar. So this podcast has been like, I don't even know what to call it, like a blessing, a lifeline, a way to self-express, a way to connect, a way to build business, a way to discover myself, a way to force myself to do something and hold myself accountable and be consistent. I've never done anything for 95 weeks except for CrossFit, but like this is just every Tuesday. I'm here, you're here, I'm in your ears. I tell that same joke laughing about how I can see you next Tuesday even though I don't see you. I'm in your ears and I think it's funny every week. And I have bad jokes. But we're here together, the Middlers. 2 years. I can't. Please pause while Steph gets emotional. It's a big deal. 95 episodes. 95. I know a lot of you have listened since episode 1, so you've listened to 95 episodes. I always say when someone sends me a DM, that's a lot of my voice in your ears. I remember when I was first editing this podcast, I hated my voice. I hated it. I could barely edit. I was like, I hate the way I sound. I say and ah so much. I edited for hours to delete all the ums and ahs and the things that I said. I've trained myself to stop that when I'm recording, to save my editing, but I remember I could not listen to my voice. If someone played my podcast, I couldn't hear it. I wouldn't tell my friends to listen to it. Any boy that I ever tried to date, I was like, you are not allowed to listen to my podcast. It's a piece of me that you, the listeners, who I don't really ever get to see, know, but my closest, nearest, and dearest don't know all this stuff. Like, my best friends don't know all the stuff I talk about the podcast. My closest cousins don't know, like, a lot of the things that I share into this microphone because it's like faceless. It's almost like a little confession box in here. I can say what I want and share what I want and tell you about my journey, and no one talks back to me. No one questions anything. So I feel very vulnerable in this state, but also very open and connected. So thank you for listening to this episode. I know it's kind of just a ramble about 2 years. Thank you for listening to any of the 95 episodes, even if you've just listened to one. We are almost at 100,000 downloads. I can't believe that more than like 3 people wanted to listen to me. So the fact that this has become what it is, which is still like a droplet in the sea of many. So I wanted to read a piece from a book that I read in my Reiki courses. And I wanted to share it with you guys here today because it makes me tear up every time. So I'm going to try to get through it. But I read this to my Reiki students in Reiki level 1, and I'm going to read it to you now. So this is actually a crown chakra meditation from The Wheels of Life by Enodia Judith. Enodia, I hope I said that right. A user's guide to the chakra system. So I love this book and I use the meditations in my Reiki courses. So I'm going to read it to you now because I love it so much. I mean, I'm trying not to cry. In my Reiki courses, it always makes me tear up because it's the end of day 2 and I read this to my students and we're doing the last attunement and I'm sending them off to do Reiki into the world, but this feels very appropriate to share now. So if you can, close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. If you're driving, keep your eyes on the road. But still take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Wiggle your toes, be aware of your body and your energy. You have gone on a journey. Can't even say the first line. You have gone on a journey. You have touched, you have tasted, you have seen, and you have heard. You have loved and lost and loved again. You have learned. You have grown. You have grown and you have arrived at your destination intact. Oh, gets me every time. And now at the end of the journey, you are almost home. There is but one step left, the biggest and the smallest of them all. It is the biggest, for it takes us the farthest. It is the smallest because we are already there. There is one more door to open, and it contains the key to all that lies beyond. You hold that key, but you cannot see it. It is not a thing, it is not a way, it is a mystery. Allow yourself to review the places you have gone, remembering the touch of flesh to earth, the flow of movement and power, the song of love in your heart, the memories imprinted in your mind. Who is it that remembers? Who has traveled on this journey? Is it your body? Then what has guided you? What is it that has grown? Through what all you have traveled? Who now would hold the key that cannot be seen, the key that cannot lock? The answer to this is the key itself. All wisdom is within you. Nothing is beyond you. The kingdom is before you, within you, around you. It is in your mind, which is but one mind in a sea of many, connected, contained, intelligent, divine. It is the seat of the gods, the pattern of creation, the immensity of the infinite, the endless unfolding petals of the lotus, fully blooming and connected all the way to earth. We find it in our thoughts. Beyond form, beyond sound, beyond light, beyond space, beyond time, our thoughts flow. Below, behind, above, around, and through, our thoughts flow. Within, without, before, and after, our thoughts flow. Droplets in an endless sea, the song of the mind is infinite. We have come full circle and the pattern is complete. We are the thoughts that make the pattern, and we are the pattern that make the thought. From where do our thoughts arise, and where do they go when they rest? And who is it that perceives them? Deep within ourselves, we find a place to open up our mind. Through starry heavens ever climbing, matter's solids, threads unbinding. In patterns bright, perceived by sight, our thoughts turn over, day through night. Through our thinking, ever linking, winding, weaving wisdom's webs. Ancient patterns, flows and ebbs. To ancient wisdom found within, a sacred place where we begin, and ending here we shall return. Reconnected we have learned to know divinity inside and bring it forth with honored pride. The key within our minds we hold, to mysteries we shall unfold, gateways to the worlds beyond. In sacred space and peace we bond. I think that's all. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're driving, come back and re-listen to that because it is my favorite meditation. And I love that part of my Reiki trainings when I read that to my students and then give them the final attunements. So it's just so finalizing, completion. It feels whole. It feels 2 years old. We are 2 years old. Thanks for listening. I know you know. My name is Stephanie. I am the medium in the middle. And I will see you all. Actually, I won't see you all next Tuesday. I'm taking a week off because I'm moving. But I'll see you in a few Tuesdays from now in your ears. Have a wonderful week, everybody. Have some cake for me. Share some champagne for me. Cheers from Banff, Alberta, Canada to all over the world. We are worldwide. Medium in the Middle is worldwide. So cheers to you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here on the 2-year anniversary. Bye, guys.